Bitcoin seems to be soaring towards a new all-time high. So today we're going to strategize on how to anticipate on this likely movement. Hello there everyone, I hope you're having a beautiful day. So today we'll be spending some time on the Bitcoin chart, just basically analyzing what I think will happen in this, basically the second half of November. So as we can see, we just had our highest weekly close ever. And if we just remove all the drawings and now remove the 50% body candles as well, then we can see that we had a very strong close at around 63,350, and with that close we now have some more momentum, right? So basically we all know the movements of the markets by now, which means that you'll always be moving with pullbacks, right? So whenever you make a move, you're likely to come back to the previous resistance, make a new support, and then continue the uptrend, right? So that's exactly what we've done here. So in this area of sideways consolidation that we have here, basically this resistance level, if you would like to call it, we basically broke it, then we came back, we retested the previous resistance that was positioned right here. So we pushed above it, perfect retest, and now we have a continuation upwards, right? So I think we can, let's see if we have a similar pattern that we can use. Not on the recent history. Okay, so basically right now you'll see some continuation, right? Like the most basic way we can just look at the previous price action is this area right here, right? You pushed above it, came back, retested this area of consolidation, and then you continue the uptrend, right? That's basically what we did here, but then in small format. So one interesting thing that is happening right now, and this is a little bit more complicated, but the more experienced traders or the people that have watched more of my market outlook videos, they already know this, but we have to check Bitcoin dominance. So basically normal crypto influencers, they use the Bitcoin dominance chart. I use the altcoin dominance chart to make my analysis. And let me just tell you a little bit about it. So basically this chart, it showcases the strength of altcoins against Bitcoin, right? So the more this chart goes up, the more people are positioned in altcoins instead of Bitcoin, right? So if we are interpreting this chart, it's basically the percentage. So let's say Bitcoin is at $65,000. That could mean that when Bitcoin is at $65,000, that, for example, Bitcoin owns 50% of the total market cap in crypto, right? So you could say that when it's at $65,000, altcoins are at specific other prices, then you could say that from the total market cap, from all the cryptos, everything together combined, right now, Bitcoin makes up 50% of it. So that's basically the way to interpret this chart. And this is now the altcoin dominance, right? So if, for example, we're here at 56%, that means that there's 44% of the total market cap in Bitcoin, right? So the lower this chart goes, the more likely it is that people are collectively getting more interested in positioning themselves in Bitcoin over other altcoins, right? Now, one thing that we do have to notice for ourselves is that as we progress, as crypto is getting more into the, basically as the crypto market is advancing, you have to realize yourself that as the crypto market is evolving and people are looking to position themselves in the crypto market, I believe that Bitcoin dominance will in time become less, right? So that means that altcoin dominance in time will become more. Why? Because it just gets more and more interesting to position yourself in other altcoin projects, where in 2017, 2018, a lot of people were positioned in altcoins. But something you have to realize is that the projects weren't that developed yet, right? And right now we are seeing the start of new revolutions happening. So like the NFT marketplace, I think that will bring just a huge radical shift in the way we will live our lives in the upcoming 5 to 10 years. So we really have to realize that for altcoins, it's always looking good against Bitcoin, in my opinion, right? So right now, it's a little bit less good, I would say. It's a little bit worse. So lazy adjective, yeah. So it's a little bit worse. And that is because we are currently trying to make a higher low, right? So this pattern that we see right here on the weekly time frame, it's called a bull flag, right? It's basically you're flagging here, and then you want to see some more continuation towards the upside. So I do believe that on the longer time horizon, altcoins will continue to keep gaining against Bitcoin, right? If you look at this chart beforehand, you see that historically speaking, that has always happened, right? You have a long period of a downtrend, then you go down, and then you continue upwards again. So that's definitely what I will be looking at. And right now, we are making a beautiful, perfect cup and handle formation on this longer multi-year time frame. And if we look at some more recent price action, then it is likely that we see a small pullback, right? So in here, we had this falling wedge formation, remember, like this, then we broke out towards the upside. Beautiful moment for altcoins. Then we got that correction, beautiful moment to buy Bitcoin again in this sort of a demand zone or at the range lows. And right now, we are exploding towards the upside again and perhaps making a higher low, right? That's basically what I'm targeting, is a higher low. A lot of people are targeting towards a full reversal. So they're saying that we're going way towards the downside on Bitcoin dominance, right? Or altcoin dominance in this case. And for me, I don't really feel that way. I feel that we just broke this structure. I feel that these are beautiful buying opportunities. And I feel that a lot of coins are starting to break out, especially on the weekly time frame against Bitcoin, right? If we see some industry leaders, for example, XRP, I will talk to that a little bit later, but they are breaking out on the weekly time frame, right? So let's move towards ETH BTC first, and I'll show you what I mean, right? So right now, we are seeing almost the same chart as we just saw, right? So we are currently almost at this weekly supply area. We are currently positioned at this supply area, or this area of strong resistance. And yeah, we are looking to continue, right? So if I'm looking at this chart, I see that we are making like the same structure that we always want to see when we see a breakout, right? Which is some sort of a higher low being formed, right? And then some sort of a horizontal resistance, and then basically us approaching that horizontal resistance, closer, and then boom, exploding towards the upside, right? So that's usually what you want to see when you want to see a breakout. And that's what I'm seeing on a weekly time frame on Ethereum BTC. And I'll show you a more beautiful chart on XRP as well. And these are industry leaders, right? So the largest moves will happen from the gains in Ethereum, from the gains in XRP, right? So if you're looking at the total market cap, of course, the top market projects have to be on a breakout, right? Now, look at this chart on XRP. So basically, what have we done here? A multi-year correction, and then boom, we exploded towards the upside. We now have, compared to the trend that we were in, we have a new high being created, right? Yeah, ugly trend line, but basically we have a new high being created, a higher low from this weekly demand area that we had, and we have a surge in volume on the daily time frame. So I shared this chart before, basically talking about how XRP has some momentum, has something to gain against Bitcoin, and that's what we're doing right now, right? So we are breaking this 2-month trend towards the downside, right? Almost 3 months. And right now, as we look at XRP, we see that it is also setting up for a potential higher low, and then a continuation, perhaps rejecting this supply area above, and then rejecting this trend line, and then basically starting to move towards the upside, right? So that's what I'm anticipating. And we see this on a lot of altcoin projects. So especially the larger projects that have been sleeping for a little while, we can see that Ethereum just printed a fresh new all-time high today. So that's basically my longer term time frame and my reasoning why I think that the Bitcoin dominance will not go as far as some other people in the market might think it happens. So that was basically my market outlook of today. I hope that you learned something new. If you learned something new, please do comment, like, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell, because then you'll never miss a video like this. Okay, thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.